We're here at the Wellness Fest, and I'm here today with Sandy, who's also a member of Family Solutions. So, Sandy, tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do here at Family Solutions, and also what you all are doing here as a company today as Family Solutions at the Wellness Fest.
Yeah, so again, I'm Sandy Esparza, the clinical director for Family Solutions.
Okay.
I am a licensed clinical social worker.
Okay.
So it is a really amazing organization that we've been able to develop from the ground up, built off of a model that Family Solutions has in other states.
Okay.
But we have really been able to adapt a lot of the ways that we do things to accommodate the people of Chicago.
Okay.
Right? Being very specific to the needs of the city. We've incorporated a lot of like bilingual staff, a lot of a variety of ages, a lot of different socioeconomic, status and understanding to have culturally competent staff.
Yeah.
Our goal is to meet the mental health needs of all the people of the city of Chicago. City of Chicago is such an awesome place. It's a beautiful city, but there's a tremendous amount of need. There are a lot of people suffering.
Yeah.
And so we really work to stabilize people's situations within our means, within their means, the best that we can, taking control over their own lives and really meeting them where they are, whatever that need looks like. For some people, it is anger management. For some people, it is to identify, stable housing or a job or just support.
Yeah.
A lot of people lack support systems. That's probably one of our greatest needs is just having a support system, and we become the support system for them. So that's what we do.
So outside of support systems, what can people do to, one, help with those support systems, or even, it helps provide other people with those support systems? Do you see it as maybe their families or their friends? What do you see is there a correlation with those?
Oh, absolutely. The weaker the family unit, right? The weaker their ability to ask for help, to have their needs met. It's likely where that trauma initiated, right? That their needs went unmet and they didn't learn how to ask. They didn't know how to know. They felt like they were a burden and didn't know how to seek out support and resources. And so our job and what Sarah has done, our community outreach coordinator in planning this event, was really to identify resources within your own communities and to pull on the strengths of your own communities. And so that's really what the goal of this whole event here is, to just start modeling that. What do we have? How do we start to pull from that first? We've even done an exercise as a team, and we saw ourselves as community, right? What strengths do we have here? What gaps of need do we have here? And how do we draw that? So that model works in every circumstance, where you really look at strengths-based perspective first, rather than a mindset of deficit, And so it really comes down to family, but a lot of people don't get to have the same experience with family. And so your chosen family can be your case manager, right? It can be somebody, that you've met in a group or that you have, met through our program. So some of our staff do some, where they'll partner a couple of clients together and go on an outing together, do things like that. And so by any means necessary, really, it is to really just hone in on what that need is and to find a way to accommodate it.
That is amazing. Now, let me ask you, what led you to do this kind of work?
So it is a second career for me. I came into this later in life. I had been a cosmetologist and stay-at-home mom, raising my children for a really long time. I decided to go to college. I always wanted to be a foster parent. That was one of my goals. And I had small children at home, and it just wasn't a good idea, right? Like wasn't going to be able to extend myself in that way, having the kids that I had at home. And so what I decided to do was go to school to be a social worker. And so actually one of my first positions was with stabilizing youth in care, and helping them stay in their placements to reduce beds that they would have to lay in, which really changes how you perceive the world and how you experience the world. And so having that experience and having raised my own children, bringing that to other children was really one of my primary focuses. And it's only evolved since then. And I've really kind of recruited my own kids who are really strong advocates for people. And it's just been a labor of love. That's how it started though.
Oh, good. Now, we are at the Wellness Fest. So tell me, what does wellness mean to you?
Yeah, it is a combination of things. It is I always talk, when I talk to my clients, when I talk to my staff, I identify that we're a sum of many parts, and we have to kind of look at all of our domains and see that, are we in balance? Are we out of balance?
Yeah.
And so wellness not only means, my physical health, but my mental health, my spiritual health, right? My financial health, my spiritual health, all of those areas. And
Yeah.
so really considering all of those domains, you can call them, right, or areas in your life, and making sure that all those things are in balance. And so I'm really excited that Sarah was able to draw on so many different areas. We didn't just want one type of provider here. We have a variety of services here that are represented, and it's to indicate, and to use that as okay, I have this in my life, I have that. And so that would be wellness, right? And one area can be more unwell than another, for
Absolutely.
sure. But really taking a minute to reflect on that.
All right. And so what is the goal and the mission of the Wellness Fest today?
Yeah, so Family Solutions has been a work in progress in Chicago for since January 2023, and we have really, really laid some really deep roots in building a strong foundation. And we're so incredibly humbled by the city's response to us.
Yeah.
But I recognize that comes from a place of good intention. They see that we're here, we're committed to the community, we're committed to the wellness of the people of Chicago. And I think that has been the difference. Chicago has a history of trust, being broken, by systems. And as a social worker, being able to come in and address that, and to be honest about that, and to identify it and label it, and to really work patiently and to build those relationships with each stakeholder we have here and others who are not here, has really been a mission for us to start to heal. And, we're not in competition, we're in partnership. Yeah. There's a very big difference. Unfortunately, there's enough work to go around, right? That's an unfortunate case that there is so much suffering. However, the blessing that there's so many people who really do want to put their hand in and help is the difference. So
Absolutely. So what would you say would be one thing that a person can start to do today to start to get those areas in balance? Like you said, the spiritual health, the financial health, the mental health. What is something that someone can take today and get right to work with?
Absolutely. I think that just even asking themselves the question, what do I need? What do I need? Come to our table of Family Solutions, right?
Yeah.
And we can help you sort through that. I can't see a face across here that wouldn't be willing to say, how can I help you? What do you need? And so really just asking yourself, because you know yourself best. Absolutely. I can think I know what you need. I can think a neighborhood needs certain things, but that's not how it works. We have to know from the inside out. And so, or at least give me some room to think about that and help me draw that out for myself. That is where true change, really occurs. It has to be intrinsically motivated. And so when you give people that space to just kind of process that and draw that out, you're going to have really change that is sustainable.
Yes.
Yeah. So that would be the thing. First, take a minute to ask yourself, what is it that I need? Where do I feel maybe that I'm not supported? Let me find a friendly face. Let me reach, extend a hand and ask for help, and just start there. Just be willing to lean in a little bit, and we'll meet you halfway. Absolutely.
Now, is there a specific area that you yourself is more passionate about? Like, let's say you have a client that comes to you and they're just like, you know what, I have to help this hurts my heart. This touches me really well. What is that for you?
Everybody. There is something in everybody that I really feel called towards, compelled to. Just really, every person wants to be seen. Everybody wants to be known for whatever it is that they have. And
they want to be heard.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so I really feel called towards that. And so even when it is a brief exchange, whatever that is, but people who've experienced a level of trauma, I do have a heart for my Black and brown young males in this city who don't even know how traumatized they've been. Unfortunately, police brutality and, profiling is real, and so it's been when I've sat with my, kiddos where they didn't even recognize that was something that was building anger within them. Yeah. And so drawing that out and giving them space to be really, really almost rageful about it. Yeah. It's real. It's valid. And we're going to talk about it, And so I do train my staff accordingly to be, if you're not comfortable, get comfortable, or you may not be a good fit here, right?
Yeah.
We have to be able to address those things and make room for it because it's real and it's true, and we're not going to hide from it. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Now, last question. What is, I just want to ask, how can we help you and Family Solutions spread your mission and also just continue to impact the lives of other people?
Yeah, you being here today,
Yeah.
you extending your willingness to participate with us, you know, continuing to stay engaged with us, continuing to spread, you know, the name across the city. Really, that's how, right?
Yeah.
Being open, receptive, you know, attending events like this,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Calling our office, you know, what's going on? You know, I'm sure Sarah is always in the works of something. So I know she is already, you know, projecting out towards other things that we're going to be doing. So stay connected with us.
Absolutely.
You know, we definitely have a strong network that only continues to build. And so actively participating in that, I think, is exactly how anybody can continue to help.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Thank you, Sandy, so much. I appreciate you, the work you're doing, and also Family Solutions. And
Thank
also,
you.
I just appreciate the opportunity to be at this event and help in any way I can.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You as well. Thank you.